Welcome to another recipe episode from Now I See Ministry. Today we're going to make a simple soup with just these ingredients. We have some yellow potatoes, we have carrots, we have half of a red onion, and about 4 medium-sized cloves of garlic. That's 2 smaller ones to make up for 1 medium. So you have 3 medium and 2 small ones. So I will do a quick change of the camera view and show you what we're going to do with these. Okay, here we are with the red onions are diced up and the garlic is minced up a little bit. Now what we have over here on the stove top is a little bit of water inside the pan, and it's almost hot enough to saute, so we're going to put the red onion into there and let it start making it a little bit translucent. The reason why we use water instead of oil is because, of course, oil is a processed food. It's not a whole food, and I like to try to stick with more whole food recipes. And plus, whenever you have nothing but highly concentrated fat and you heat it up, it denatures the fat. Your body doesn't recognize it, so it just stores it right away. So let me go ahead and throw the red onions into there. Let me go ahead and grab it. There we go. Don't worry, clean hands. So right there into the pot. Right there. So perfect. See that little bruise on my thumb there? Yep. Constantly wash hands whenever I cook. So I'll be right back. Let's see. Let's just grab a spoon and mix that up a little bit. Get those onions sauteing. And already start smelling it. Smells good. All right. Be with you in just a moment. Okay. Now the onions are really starting to allow it to smell good in here, and they're starting to get a little translucent now, so it's a good time to go ahead and put in the minced garlic, and it's really going to build up an aroma in the house. Now also, when you saute with water, you got to be very careful not to let it get too dry, or else it'll just burn everything and wouldn't taste very good either. So we have water right there in case we need to replenish. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and start cutting these up and getting them ready for the pot. Okay, now that we got the carrots cut up, we're going to put that into the pot. So now I have a little camera help to watch me do that. So here we just put the carrots into the pot, and I did add a little bit of water. Uh-oh, lost a carrot. We did add a little bit of water. And once we put the potatoes in there, we'll add a little bit more, and then we'll let it bring to a boil. Okay, so this is all the potatoes that have been chopped up, and I've already added a little bit of water to the pot, so I'm just going to grab this and start throwing that in. Okay. So as you can tell, we still need to add a little bit of water. We want to make sure the water is just above the potatoes. There we go. So that should be a nice pot to just let it sit there and boil. Cover it up just for a little bit. Once it starts to boil, we can kind of turn down the water or the heat just a little bit. Yep, starting to look really nice so far. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, now we got it going at a pretty nice little boil. I've turned down the stove top just a little bit, but it's still boiling really nice. And I set the timer when it really started boiling to 6 minutes, and then we'll just test out the potatoes and see how they look. Okay, so I checked everything, and everything appears to be soft enough. See, the potatoes are just starting to fall apart. Alright, and the carrots. Yeah, the carrots are soft enough, the fork goes through it. So I think it's ready to go to the next phase, and let's go to the trusty Vitamix. Alright, now we're going to take this over to the sink, where I have a cauldron with a bowl to grab the water. Alright, that got a lot of it right there. Let's put this back, keep that on the sink. I'll put that back on the stove top. Okay, now I'm going to put this into the Vitamix. Uh-oh. Drop some into the water. That's okay. Some of it. I think all that water is probably going to go in the Vitamix anyway. Alright, so let's see. Let's put this right up there for now. And I'm going to grab the rest of the soup. I think I made a little bit more than a Vitamix full. So this ought to be interesting. Might have to do this in 2 batches. Okay, get all the onions and everything else out of there. Yeah, since I'm going to have to do this in 2 batches, I think we'll just go ahead and this right on there. I'm about to pour some of this water into here, and this is more or less your broth. Okay. Let's put that back in there. Let's grab those little chunks that are in there. Try to save this water for the next round. Now it's going to get a little loud. Sometimes it's good to help stir it. Little creamy sauce there. I'm going to go ahead and pour this into the bowl. Let's see. Alright, that's the first round. Let me get the rest of it. And the rest. Going there. There we go. I think the amount of water and the veggies are just perfect. ahead and put the rest of this, and be careful with that stovetop because it's really hot right there. Here we go. Alright, now that's the rest of that. Let me get the rest out of the Vitamix. Alright, now the spices I'm going to use right now, I have set up. Let's go ahead and stay there. Now you can of course use your spices however you want, but I have like a half teaspoon of curry powder. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of Himalayan salt. I have 1 teaspoon of garlic, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and about a tablespoon of Italian seasonings. Now of course you can play with this recipe and do whatever you want as far as your spices, but that's kind of like a general consensus of what I start out with. Okay, and we'll go ahead and mix that in and put that on the stove a little bit longer and let that kind of mix in and get the spices. Go ahead and put it back on this one. Once that Italian seasoning and mixes in with the vegetables, it just gives it a nice flavor, especially if you like Italian seasonings. And Nana really liked this the day that she came back from the oral surgeon after she had a impacted tooth removed. She was a wonderful little trooper. She did a terrific job with that. I felt so sorry for her young self, but she did really good, and she's feeling much better now. So praise the Lord for that. Alright, let's go ahead and let that simmer for a little bit, and we will be right back, and I'll add one more ingredient before we stop. So thank you for watching. We'll be right back. Okay, so it's been simmering for about 10 minutes. It's smelling great, tastes fabulous. We're just going to add one more small ingredient. We're going to add a little bit of nutritional yeast. Now here's about a 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. Now if you want to add more, feel free to do so. Yeah, it's like, of course, no recipe is ever always as it has to be. You can always add or even bring your own little flair to the table whenever you're making it. But I like this. It gives it a little bit of a cheesy flavor, cheesy feel to it. So it's a nice cheesy potato carrot soup. Alright, now you can add this to anything. Add it to a whole grain. Cook up some rice, some brown rice, some organic brown rice from someplace, a good source that you know that is not high in pesticides and other things like that you find in rice. Alright, so that looks like that's it for the recipe. Thank you for watching. Sorry I didn't feel like getting in front of the camera tonight, but please be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like, and get the little bell there for getting all notifications for any new videos. Have a wonderful evening, everybody, and thank you for watching. God bless you all. From Now I See.